Hi, I'm Dan, and I'd like to show you that 4th year isn't all about study. I spent my 4th year in a small town called Foster in South Gippsland, which is kind of near Wilson's Prom. I absolutely loved it. It was easily my favourite year of uni. My housemate was awesome. I was working at a great GP practice where all the doctors were just the friendliest people I've ever met. And I basically just spent the year going to the beach, surfing, kite surfing, swimming, hiking at Wilson's Prom, rock climbing, riding bikes, and playing for the local footy club. I won't really talk about my rotations too much because they won't be relevant to most of you, but if you are in South Gippsland, feel free to send me a message on Facebook and I'm happy to have a chat to you. Instead, I'll try to give you some tips for 4th year. So my first tip is to have some perspective about things. A lot of kids go into 4th year sort of thinking that exams are everything, but if you put that into perspective, you can really realise that there's a lot more to life than exams, and there's a lot more to life than study, and there's a lot more for you to get involved in than just studying. When I try to put things into perspective, I think about what do I want to get out of life, and then I think, okay, so I probably want to be happy, and I want to make people around me happy, and I want to help people, and none of those things really involve exams at all. Whether I only just pass or whether I get 100% doesn't really affect it. So that, having that perspective is a bit liberating for me, just because it's hard to get stressed out about something that when you think about it doesn't really matter to you so much. Another tip I'd try to give is to get involved in your placements, and having that perspective can help you to get involved, because it can mean that you can approach them in more of a what am I going to do to learn how to be a doctor sense, rather than a what am I going to do to pass the exam sense. And when you think about it in terms of learning how to be a doctor in the future, you can really get a lot more out of the placements. So just go in, try to learn as much as you can about how the different rotations work. There's lots of great medicine in 4th year. Being part of a birth is a really, really special experience, and you might end up finding something that you really quite enjoy, which will be worth a lot more than, say, doing a bit better in an exam at some point. For me, I really, really enjoyed peds, and that's giving me a bit of direction now about what I want to go into from now on. My next tip is to engage in life outside med as much as you can. Keep seeing your non-med friends, and don't give up the things that you love. A lot of kids will say, it's 4th year, so I'm going to give up my this or that. Just keep doing it, and try to take on new things as well, because whether it's a hobby, whether it's a sport, whether it's work, whether it's socialising, whatever it is for you, if you can keep doing it, you'll have a much better year. It won't affect your marks much at all, might even make them better, and you'll just enjoy yourself much more and have a much better time. And as I was saying earlier, life is about much more than just your exams. Onto the more boring stuff in terms of study. I suppose the most important thing is to just try to make sure you do the higher yield stuff. So for your exams at the end of the year, 3rd and 4th year information is going to be much more important than 1st and 2nd year information. I know some people who spend a long time going over their anatomy and all that from 1st and 2nd year and all the other stuff in it, but to be honest, it's probably not very helpful. That time would be better spent enjoying yourself, or going over the 3rd and 4th year stuff. There is obviously some 2nd year stuff, but a lot of it is repeated in 3rd year anyway. And if you went out and tried to learn every single thing in 2nd year, you'd probably end up forgetting some of the more important things that came up later on that are more likely to be examined. In terms of what the best resources are, I found Vespa slides, revision lectures, past questions, Moodle questions, and OSCE practice to be the most useful things, just because they were generally a bit higher yield and you got a bit more out of them and covered the most important things that way. Other than that, I hope you have an awesome year, and good luck to everyone.